Kumiko is a practice of patience, a conversation between wood, hand, and time. In this video, I'll walk you through the tools that bring these delicate patterns to life, from the simple to the specialized. Whether you're just starting or seeking a deeper understanding, this video will give you a place to begin. These are the tools I believe every Kumiko maker should have. They're not expensive or complicated, but they do reward with care and precision. This is the 8-inch dozuki saw. It's a Japanese pull saw, which means it cuts as you draw it towards you, giving you more control and less resistance. The blade is thin, and the kerf it leaves behind is just as delicate. It makes clean, accurate cuts that don't tear out the fibers. Compared to most Western saws, the dozuki removes less material. Before any cut is made, you need a line to follow. A marking knife scores the surface of the wood, creating a guide your saw can fall into. A small square helps you mark 90 degrees, and a steel ruler lets you measure and lay out lines precisely. These will be the half laps needed to assemble the grid, the foundation for Kumiko. This trio of marking knife, square, and ruler is how accuracy begins. It sets the tone for every piece that follows. After sawing comes refining. That's where chisels come in. A narrow chisel of 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch is great for removing waste and adjusting joints. A larger chisel of 17 millimeters or about 3/4 of an inch will come in handy later on. Once the joints are cleaned up, these pieces can be assembled. All Kumiko rely on precision starting from the grid. The JT Woodworks Kumiko table saw sled helps you cut joints consistently and safely. You can set stops for repeatable pieces and cut dozens of parts that match exactly. It turns an otherwise tricky part of the process into something peaceful and fluid. To learn more about this sled, watch this dedicated video linked here and in the description. These tools are required to cut the infill pattern pieces. They allow you to work more efficiently and with more joy. Once your Kumiko grid is built, you'll trim dozens or even hundreds of pieces that fit at precise angles. These Kumiko jigs hold your pieces at the right angle, so you can pair with confidence. They're simple and take the guesswork out of repetitive cuts. You can make most Kumiko patterns with 7 different angles, but you don't need all of them to begin. Select a pattern you would like to make and start with those angles. From there, you can slowly build up your collection. A small hand plane like this kiwakana is perfect for cutting pieces. Paired with the Kumiko jig, it's faster than a chisel, and when working on a large project, this combination is your friend. You can also use a chisel if you'd like, which gives you a closer connection to each piece. The most important thing for either tool is to make sure it's extremely sharp. This is a specialized tool, not required to get started, but it's an important part of the story. This hand plane is called a ha-ganna, and it's used to trim Kumiko pieces to the exact length while cutting the needed angles on the ends at the same time. The blade is a V, and the angle needs to be just right. Sharpening takes practice, and setting the depth takes patience. But once it's tuned, it cuts with flawless precision. The Hagana is still used today and is the preferred method for Japanese Kumiko makers. These specialized tools come in different angles and have become difficult to find. If you ever find one or decide to make one, spend time with it. It'll teach you something different than any modern tool can. The Hagana is part of Kumiko's heritage, and mentioning it here keeps that thread alive. If you'd rather not chase down every tool and material, I've put together this starter kit to make things easier. It includes everything you need to build your first kaku asanoha pattern, including milled strips, jigs, and instructions to follow. The only tools you need are a chisel or plane and a fine-tooth handsaw. No milling, no setup, just time spent learning the movements. And if you're someone who learns best by watching, I've made a downloadable course that takes you through every step, from understanding the grid to cutting and fitting each piece with helpful tips. It's all here and ready for you to learn at your own pace. You don't need a full shop of tools to begin Kumiko. Just a saw, a marking knife, a chisel or two, and some jigs. But what you really need is attention and the desire to slow down. In the description below, I've linked every tool I mentioned. Take a look if you're ready to begin or just want to keep learning. And if you've started your Kumiko journey or have any questions, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Until next time.